tell you about my show. Wednesday nights. And here we go. It's the rule of three with a touch of Basco. And like the Joker says, and here we go. It's Wednesday night and it's 9 o'clock. Click on the thumbnail, it's about to get hot. We get 3 different questions in only 3 minutes. It ain't for the scared, it ain't for the timid. Some will like us and some just don't. A lot will back us and some just won't. It don't matter with the Khaos crew. We specialize in making things do what they do. So sit back, chill, and enjoy the show with me, Chris, Guy Scar, and Nzo.
Fire, peace. 9 o'clock, Wednesday nights. Don't miss it. Check us out.
Serious stuff?
And here we go.
One of these days, I'm going to receive an email from Danny that says cease and desist using that. I know I'm going to. I'm waiting for it in the email. I'm waiting for it.
If I ever get that trademark, you're in trouble, bro.
Oh, right. Well, you know, that it is what it is. I love using that. I know you have it.
That'd be awful if I get a copyright claim. You have to pay Danny $10 for the copyright. Yeah, that would be awesome.
God, yeah. The day he's just gonna wake up one day and there's gonna be, would you like to claim this? And he's gonna be like,
sure,
yes, I would. Click.
Gonna check the analytics. He'd be like, oh, we got 10,000 views on that show. All right, I'm gonna claim this one.
That belongs to me. All right, guys. It is the rule of 3. Nzo and Danny are here. We're ready to go. We got a special thing coming at the end of the show. Stick for the whole thing, guys. I think you'll like it. There'll be some bragging rights to go along with it, probably. There'll be some fun. There'll be some jeering. But hey, Nindroid, what's going on? Remember, first off, guys, to grab that link up above or go to one of our Twitters and look up the Twitter. Go to Chaos Central's Twitter and share out the stream for tonight's, or share out the tweet for tonight's stream to help us get more people here. But before we start tonight, guys, you know what we got to do? We got to go around and talk to the guys here and find out about them. So do me a favor. Nzo, we'll start with you. Tell everybody about yourself and where you can be found.
You guys know you can find me. Biggaford Entertainment is the channel. The shows we do, OOC, Chaos List, Chaos Conversation, Rule of 3, all these shows that we have planned. Also got a show tomorrow night with Ashley called Night Talk, which we're trying to do a little thing there. So we're trying to build something here, guys, man. Appreciate all the support you guys been giving us, man. Make sure you hit the like button to this stream and share it out as well, please.
Indeed. Danny, tell everybody about yourself.
I am Danny, aka Comment Chat. My shows, you can find me Monday nights, Chaotic Conversation, Tuesday nights, along with Nzo and his show, Chaos List. Of course, tonight, Rule of 3. Sunday, catch us again on Nzo's show, Roundtable. What If, man? If you didn't watch it last night or today, it is fire. Episode 4. Man, doing things on Robert Storms, probably four nights a week. Hey, man, so trying to do a lot of stuff, trying to get a lot of good content out there. Every now and then I thought a little crazy content. So if you haven't checked it out, man, check out my theory on Black Panther 2. I think it's a sound theory. I've got a lot of good comments. So I'm just saying. So if you're listening, Ryan Coogler, hey, hit me up, DM me, give me a small little fee, and you can have the rights to it, bro. Ain't no problem.
Interesting. Well, guys, you know how this works. We got 3 topics we're going to get from the wheel of topics. We get 3 minutes each to talk about them, and then we get 3 minutes to talk as a group. And hello, Candy Cane, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do this. I can't wait to get to the end of the show. I love in between, but this is going to be something fun to see how this goes at the end. Let's find our first topic. Oh, here we go. Do you think another NFL team will pick up Cam Newton, or is it time for him to retire? I mistyped that when I put it in there. Do you think another NFL team will pick up Cam Newton, or is it time for him to retire? Who would like? Actually, no, you know what? All day today, unless he says otherwise. For your birthday, Danny, you're first. It's your birthday week. We're gonna do that. Danny, your first 3 minutes. What do you think? Go.
I think this is really sad because I think Cam Newton was an awesome quarterback. I don't know what happened. It seemed like in that Super Bowl, he lost his confidence. I don't know whether or not all the braggadocious stuff, Superman stuff, and the dapping and stuff. It was fun to see it being football excitement, but I think it pissed off other players in the league. So I don't know whether they keyed in on him. I don't know whether he got a concussion and maybe didn't get back to himself. I don't know what it is. But for whatever reason, Cam Newton has seemed to have lost his confidence. I know he was injured for a while and sometimes trying to get healthy, and you lose your self-confidence and doubt starts setting in. As you know, quarterbacks and wide receivers, man, those are two of the most fragile egos, I think, in the NFL. So, man, they gotta always be around good people. So I don't know whether he's around his circle. He maybe have to change his circle or get into a better circle. Because just 5 years ago, man, he was the MVP of the league, and to fall off that fast, I don't even think he's 35 yet. So I mean, it's just sad, man. The brother has all the talent. I think when I read, he's like the biggest quarterback that we've seen in years as far as athletic talent. But it does no good to have 1,000 pounds of athleticism if you have the mind to manage that. And like he just don't have the mind. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether he needs to go see counseling or whatever. At this rate, I don't think another team's going to pick him up because he's just too fragile. Because Coach Belichick is known to take a mediocre player and put him in that system and make a mediocre player much better. So it should the transition of helping him improve or get back to his old self should have been easy. But if Coach Belichick can't do it, I don't see any other coach that could do it. So right now, today, I don't think another team's going to pick him up unless somebody gets hurt. They just don't have nobody else. But right now, unless he can change his mindset, unless he can get his mind back right, I think Cam Newton is gone. I think he's done, and it's sad. Like I said, just 5 years ago, I think my math is right. 5-6 years ago, he was the MVP of the NFL, and to fall off that fast is just sad, man. So I'm rooting for him. He's kind of like the Tiger Woods of the NFL to me. Has the potential, has all that stuff. He just need to put it together, get his mind right. Might be going to change his circle, got to do something. I'd be talking to Tom Brady. I'd be talking to LeBron James. All those people that got that right killer instinct and that mindset. I'd be trying to talk to some of them and get some answers or ask questions or something.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Well, let me ask you your opinion really quick on this. Do you think it's a product of perhaps he just didn't fit the whole idea of what Belichick was going for, or do you think it's more on whose side do you think it's more on, his or Belichick's?
I think
Belichick trying to force a system. You think it is?
I don't think Cam Minor's right. It happened to me. He hadn't seen right since he lost that Super Bowl. Yeah. And like it took something out of him. Like he lost his confidence in himself. So I don't know. But his mind is definitely not where it should be to be a quarterback in the NFL.
Okay. Nzo, 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Absolutely not. Cam Newton is done. And I will take the opposite of Danny. Cam Newton is a very overrated 100%. I've always thought that, and I always will. Because remember, the year he had that MVP season, he had Steve Smith, who was one of the best fucking wide receivers at the time. I mean, you just had to put that ball up there and he would catch it every time. He had a lot of good wide receivers that year. That's why he made it to Super Bowl. That's why he won the MVP. But like Danny said, after that Super Bowl loss, he was never the same. And even though I thought he was overrated, I just feel he just like dropped completely downhill after that. Belichick took a chance on him. Was it the right situation for him? Probably not. Absolutely not, because they had nothing in New England. They had no wide receivers, no tight end, offensive line sucked, defense sucked, right? So when you put someone who's fragile already, who doesn't really, know their place or not are not really like, what am I doing? Like, am I good enough to be here? Then you put him on a team that's trash. It's going to fuck with his confidence. And I believe that's what happened. What they did is they even signed him again. So they had some sort of confidence in him that he would maybe be able to play. Belichick must have went through camp, seen that the rookie quarterback or whoever else they have was playing a little bit better, and realized that, Cam's not the right fit for this team. And if Cam is not the right fit for that team, I don't know where he's going to be a fit for, to be honest with you. He might be a good backup, just in case something happens to a quarterback and they get a starting quarterback, they get injured. Cam comes in, does a few snaps, maybe plays a game or two. I believe he can do that. But as to lead a team, I think he's done with that. Like, when it comes to quarterbacks in the NFL, they have a lifespan, you know what I mean? And I think his lifespan is done. He can't run as good as he did anymore. He can't pass as good as he does anymore. And I never thought his accuracy was really that great anyways. Like I said, he had great wide receivers. He just had to put it up there and they would catch the ball. He's not shit. He's not a garbage quarterback at all. I won't say that. I just think personally he was a really overrated quarterback. And I think he's done. I don't think he's going to be back. I think he needs to just walk off into the sunset and go about his way. But guys like this always feel like they have something to prove, where they can still play. So maybe he'll get a chance and maybe he'll prove me wrong. But right now at this point, I think he's done.
Okay. Very good.
Can I ask you a question, Nzo?
Absolutely.
So an overrated player wins the Heisman Trophy in college, then goes to the NFL and wins the MVP, and you still consider him overrated?
Well, Heisman Trophy is in college, totally different game. He was good in college, but when he came to the NFL, yeah, I do think he was overrated. I think he only won the MVP because he had his good wide receivers. I don't think it really had much to do with him. I think it was his wide receivers that helped him out.
Okay.
David says he needs to retire. So what do I think? I remember when he first came out, and again, you bring up a good point, Danny. Heisman Trophy. But Onzo brings up a good point too. Heisman Trophy players, the winners, when they come to the NFL, I'd say in the past 15, 20 years have been mostly busts, or at best a decent backup. They just haven't seen a success. And it's like those guys that were on the fringe of getting it. And I think Patrick Mahomes was one of them. Those guys, I think Deshaun Watson was one that almost got there. I think, what's the other guy like Deshaun Watson? I forgot his name now.
Plays for? Who did he play for?
Well, no, I mean, we'll talk about how about Dak Prescott. He didn't get there. These players, though, are on the fringe of getting there, and yet they're much better players. It's like they didn't get what they wanted, so they're trying and they keep trying. A lot of players, it seems like they get that Heisman Trophy. They're like, everybody's like, oh, you're awesome. You're the top 5 pick. But Cam Newton's one of the last ones that actually was able to break that mold. He was, in my opinion, when he first came out, he was a giant player. He was tougher. He was bigger than most quarterbacks. He wasn't afraid to just take the defensive guy straight on and run it. And Danny's absolutely right. Something happened. I don't know if it was the Super Bowl. I don't know if he just got one hit. Sometimes that's all it takes, that hit that makes you stop. And now you're older and you're like, ooh, wow. And from then on, you're timid. Something happened to Cam Newton and he doesn't have it. He didn't have it last year. Obviously, he didn't have it this year when he went to camp. He's done. And it's best for him to understand that. Now, I guess if he's not done and if he doesn't retire, there's a team out there somewhere that will say, listen, I'll put you on as a backup or I'll put you on the practice squad. And that's resurged a lot of people's careers for another year or two. Alex Smith is a good example. He took over, but then he got hurt. He came back. There are instances where he might be able to go practice with a team for long enough and not have to deal with learning on the fly. I think that was the biggest problem last year. No preseason and in a new system completely, something he was not used to. He was being asked to be more of a pocket quarterback again, things that he didn't have time to develop. And then boom, that it just didn't work out for him. I think if he goes to a system and he's a backup or goes on the practice squad, he might actually be able to learn it enough that if he gets back out there, he might have a chance. But I think it looks like it's time for him to retire. 3 minutes to talk about this. I think we're all kind of in agreement on this. Retire. I know Danny doesn't like saying that because I think Danny's a fan of him. You a fan?
I am.
Yeah.
He's only 32 years old, man. Quarterbacks can go now to 38. I just looked it up. He's 32 years old. Most quarterbacks retire around 38. Some we got this anomalies now, like Drew Brees and Tom Brady that's playing in their 40s. Most quarterbacks retire around 38, whatever. So that gives him 6 more years. That if he gets his mind right, I think he can be productive. You can't take away his athletic gifts. Did he lose a step when he got hurt? I don't know. But if he, and I'm going to use this guy who I hate to use, but LeBron James, man, he pays $2 million a year to keep his body in optimal condition. $2 million. Let that sink in. I think these football players, Cam Newton, he had the money to do that. I don't know whether he just dedicated or not enough. And of course, I know football is more physical than basketball. But still, man, if you get a right dietitian, the right trainer, take care of your body, get your mind right, change the people you hang around with. He's trying to do, for the past 6 years, he's been trying to do the same thing and failing. So he got to change something because like Nzo said, I'm going to flip the coin. Nzo said that the New England Patriots weren't that good of a team and they were trash and they kind of take away his confidence. The flip side is that he's going to the best coach, arguably, in the NFL. So, man, I would be excited as a quarterback so I can learn from that sucker and then maybe he can design his offense around my strengths and we could do something. But I don't think he went there with the right mindset. You know, Bill Belichick, like, look, man, I'm the shit. You're either gonna do it this way, or I'm gonna try and help you. If you don't grab my hand and I'll reach out to you for help, then fuck you. I get the next person. That's his mentality. So I think it was all Cam. I don't think it was Belichick. I could be wrong.
Well, I'm like you, Danny. I'm not going to blame Belichick for that, but I do think that his skills are just not there anymore. I mean, the man, it was like week 12 or 13, and he had 5 touchdowns total for the whole season. Like that's garbage. No matter how bad your team is, you know what I mean. You should have more than 5 touchdowns. He had 5.
I agree, but let's use somebody else. Look at Jameis Winston. He's a fucking interception machine, man. So,
yes, 100%. But he puts up at least double-digit touchdowns in a season. You know what I mean? Like this was 5, I think. And Belichick being the coach that he is. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. Finish up. I was just going to say Belichick being the coach that he is. My bad. I cut you off again. Go ahead, Danny.
You good. No, you good. Go ahead. We finish it.
No, I was just going to say with the coach that Belichick is, if he had seen something in Cam, he would have kept him. You know what I mean? If he seen Cam had the skills to do what he needed to do, he would have kept him.
Mm-hmm. I think so. But I think, like I said, I think Cam was the root of that problem. I think if Cam would have come there with a right, let's say 60%, Belichick would have given the other 40 and would have tried to tailor the offense to accentuate his skill set. I just don't, and I think it's his mind. When he lost that Super Bowl, he lost his confidence. And a quarterback in the NFL that don't have confidence ain't going to be successful. So that's what I think it was. You got to get his confidence back. If he gets his confidence back, I think he can make it back to the mountaintop on the right team.
Is it confidence or is there a chance? Because if I remember right, he was hoping for a bigger contract someplace other than it was kind of like he he ended up in New England. So did he not just? Was it just he didn't want to be there?
That could be it. I just think he got a bad attitude. But let's just get. I want to get his answer. Let's just say, for instance, he get back like he was 6 years playing at that level. Now that your boy Roethlisberger this is last year, his swan song year, you wouldn't take Cam Newton the MVP year quarterback for Pittsburgh?
No, I want someone younger. I want someone younger. I want someone that they can build on, right? Cam Newton, like you said, maybe 4, 5, 6 years at the most. I want them to build for the future, like 10, 15 years, you know? No, I don't want Cam. But I was going to ask you this question before Chris reads that one real quick. Would you take him on Washington right now?
If he was the MVP Cam Newton, fuck yeah.
No. The Cam Newton that we saw in New England last year. Would you be happy with him?
My question was no, I wouldn't. My question was, if he was MVP caliber Cam Newton like he was 6 years ago, would you take him on Pittsburgh now?
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah, no, I know what you're saying, but I'm asking you now. Cam Newton last year. Okay.
No, we already fucked up now. So why would I add another piece of fucked up?
It's Sports Topic Wednesday. How about that? In a somewhat surprising move, Denver Broncos traded for Teddy Bridgewater and have now chose him over their first-round draft pick, Drew Lock. Do you think that Bridgewater is the answer to the Denver Broncos' quarterback woes, or will we see the team reverse course yet again and go back to Drew Lock? All right, Danny. 3 minutes.
Based on what I know about Teddy Bridgewater when he played for Minnesota, I was always under the impression, I always heard the commentators say that he was a game manager. I don't know if a game manager is going to handle or be able to handle Denver because Elway. One thing about Elway, he was a good quarterback, but he don't choose good people. Only people that he chose that was good was Peyton Manning, and then what's the defensive guy that just played? I can't think of his name.
Awesome. The one that just came back from injury last year.
Yeah, what's his name? I mean, he like all pro. But Elway has been notorious for picking. It'll come to me. Elway has been notorious for picking crazy for picking busts. So Terry Bridgewater, I knew that he had his heyday in Minnesota. I think he's have a lot of, if I'm not mistaken, he's prone to get hurt a lot. I'm not sure what his age is. Will he manage the game and keep you close? Yeah, but is he going to be a consistent winner? I don't know. I don't think so. And can he, if you got a top flight quarterback and he gets hurt, can Teddy Bridgewater keep you in the playoff hunt? Yes, he can. But can he carry you a whole season? I don't know if Teddy Bridgewater can do that based on what I've seen in the past. Like I said, he's always been known and classified as a game manager. And I don't want a game manager pro football quarterback. Give me a game manager, and when it's close to the end of the game, yes, then manage the shit out of it. But during the game, man, you gotta know when to throw it, when to do stuff. I like that gunslinger quarterback, man, like Brett Favre was. I love the gunslinger quarterbacks, like a boy for Kansas City now, Patrick Mahomes. He is not that, but I don't know. I don't know about Terry Bridgewater. He does not come to mind about something that's exciting play, exciting quarterback play. Can he lead a team? I don't know. So that's all I got at this time about Mr. Bridgewater.
All right, cool.
I don't know why I'm freezing.
Von Miller.
That's
Von Miller. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. 3 minutes. And Nzo, go ahead.
Yeah, Danny gonna love this one too. Another fucking overrated quarterback.
You get no argument from me. You get no argument from me.
I don't know about the rookie that they picked over him because I haven't seen. I don't really watch college, but I think he would be better than Terry Bridgewater. He's worse than Cam Newton, 100% fact. Even with Cam Newton, me saying Cam Newton had a bad season, Terry Bridgewater is worth because I know I had a friend who was a Minnesota fan and hated Terry Bridgewater. Like, couldn't stand this guy. You know what I mean? His accuracy, his passing ability, the only thing he really had was his feet. He could run like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? But when it came to passing and doing that, yeah, maybe he could manage the game, right? Maybe he could manage the game well, but it's not that hard to manage a game when you're losing 90% of them. You know what I mean? Which is what he's doing. He loses a lot of games. So I would personally, this is why I said when you asked me the question about Ben, I'm like, I want to go young, right? I want young guys in there that you can build, and then you can kind of tailor them to the team that you have instead of trying to tailor the team around that player. You know what I mean? So you take that player and you're like, okay, we got this wide receiver, and you tailor him around the team. That's why I prefer you go young. So they have a first round draft pick. What's his name? Drew Lock. I don't, like I said, I don't know what he did in college, but I'm pretty sure he may be better than Bridgewater. And another thing too with these quarterbacks is, especially when you bring in a young guy, I always like when they go to teams where they have a good veteran who's been in the league for a while, who can play the ball to teach them. That's why Aaron Rodgers is so freaking good. He sat on the bench for 2 years behind Brett Favre and learned from Brett Favre. And when he came in, they did not skip a beat. It looked like he was Brett Favre too, right? And I remember people were complaining and lost their effing minds. Oh my God, how could you do this to Brett Favre? You made Brett Favre go. But the minute, I see him freezing for some reason, but the minute Aaron Rodgers came in and started winning, everybody in Green Bay completely forgot about Brett Favre because they had the second coming of him, right? So I'm like, listen, if you got these young dudes, some of them need to sit out a year. I get it, right? You know, learn the game and stuff like that. You don't want to have a bust on your team, especially in a quarterback position, right? You draft the number one quarterback, you don't want him to be a bust. So you might want him to sit on the bench. So I can understand that. But just for me, man, I have no faith in Bridgewater whatsoever. None.
Okay. All right. So you guys don't know much about Drew Lock. Let me tell you about Drew Lock. Okay. Drew Lock played at Missouri, Columbia, so we heard about it every week. I'm not a big Missouri fan, but I'll read off I'll give you his touchdowns. His first year, he played 12 games, 4 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He I think it was like a mix where he came in only on certain plays, if I remember right.
That is
263 attempts. His sophomore year, he was the number one quarterback. He had 434 attempts, 54.6 percentage. He had 23 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and 133 quarterback rating. The next year, he had 44 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, and a 165.7 quarterback rating. And his senior year, he had 28 touchdowns and 8 interceptions and a 147 quarterback. This guy is a solid quarterback. They need to stick with him, and they need to do something like what they did with Patrick Mahomes. They should have found a veteran. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure about Cam Newton or somebody. Should have found a veteran, said, we're going to spend 2 years, let this guy find out about the system, learn this system, come up behind a guy who can run this system. We'll take our knocks. We'll take our losses. We know we're not going to win a ring, and they should have stuck with him. Here's what's going to happen. Teddy Bridgewater is going to get hurt, or he's not going to be able to handle it, and then they're going to put him right back in there. And what does that say to that guy? He says, I'm your number one pick. You had me out there last year. I didn't have a great year, and then you took me, and you sat me on the bench this year. What does that tell a number one? Granted, he was like 43rd, 47th pick, something like that, but he's a first-round draft pick. You don't do that to these guys. I mean, you take your knocks right now. Mm-hmm. Take your knocks. And the bad thing is this isn't actually Elway. Elway did the deal, but there are like 3 or 4 people in that front office that are higher up. And this is straight from somebody I know that works in the organization. There are 3 or 4 people there who are Bridgewater simps. and they wanted him there, and they pretty much forced Elway's hand on this. And they told me before camp even started, it says we're screwing ourselves over by having Bridgewater here. So they're going to put him out there number one. I didn't think it was true, and they didn't even blink an eye. They put him right in there. I'm telling you right now, this is the worst move, and this is standard Denver Broncos. This is a team that's won Super Bowls. They had great aspirations, had great defenses. Used to be one of our staunchest opponents for the Chiefs, and they're a joke right now. A joke. You have one of the best quarterbacks of all time, and you have like the past 4 or 5 years, you've had the worst quarterback performances of anybody almost. What does that say? It's so crazy.
And I agree with you 100%, Chris. And I find that a lot of these guys, you know, especially when they had a Hall of Fame career, they come into these teams and think that they can do it, and they're really not good GMs at all. You know what I mean? And I think that's the same thing that's happening here with Elway. I think it happened with Jordan, you know, greatest basketball player of all time, but as a GM, nah, he wasn't that good. So I don't know, man. The
other problem was he always picked people from North Carolina, try to be loyal to his alma mater. You can't do that. Hey, if your alma mater sucks and somebody else's player is better, you better do what you need to do. Michael Jordan, based on his cachet, should have people knocking at his door to come play with him. But because I think he's probably nasty, probably still think he's the greatest, even though he's damn near 60. You gotta change his mindset, because his name alone should have drawn people to that market. But I agree with you. He's not a good GM.
When you take a first-round draft pick as a quarterback, and I'll go back to the Chiefs again in 1984 when Elway was picked, when Marino was picked, when Montana was picked. We got a guy by the name of Todd Blackledge. He was supposed to be one of those guys. Who knows the name Todd Blackledge? Nobody.
Never heard of him.
Kansas City Chiefs stuck with him for 2 to 3 years because they're sitting there going like, he's a number one draft pick. We have to do this. Listen, Drew Lock is 10 times probably the quarterback that Todd Blackledge was. Give him a chance. Let him take his knocks. Let him throw 30 interceptions in a season if you have to. But you pick him back up, you dust him off and says, hey, man, we picked you. So if you learn the system, get out there, we're going to take our losses, we're going to deal with this. And that's what they should have done. They had, and I don't know. I mean, it makes no sense. They could, like I said, if they weren't sure about him, they could have done kind of what Kansas City did. We had a guy in front of Patrick Mahomes, sat Patrick Mahomes for a whole season. You let him learn. You let him take his time. If we're really far behind, you throw him out there. If we're really far ahead, you throw him out there. You give him that experience. You let him build that confidence. And then a year or two later, you say, okay, here you go. Your team, take it over. And the guy comes out and throws BBs, knows what he's doing, knows where these guys are supposed to be. Again, I mean, I can't remember if his first year was last year or the year before.
What you're talking about is anomalies. Patrick Mahomes is an anomaly. I mean, nobody's ever seen anything like him.
Yeah, but what I mean is that this guy threw for so.
I know what you're saying, but I don't think the 2-year maturation is automatically the key to everybody. Some people mature faster or slower than others. So I think Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers were like anomalies.
Well, what I'm trying to say is it doesn't have to be 2 years. It can be 3 years, whatever. This guy threw near 3,000 yards last year with no training or with no training camp. 16 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. That's not great, of course, but there's worse out there. There are worse out there. This guy
throw just as many interceptions as touchdowns.
There are people out there that don't throw as many touchdowns as they do interceptions, and there have been starting quarterbacks that do that. The year before, you got 7 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. I don't know. I just think they should have brought him up with a veteran of some sort. I'm not sure. I mean, there's no good answer. They're not getting anywhere this year. I don't think so.
I agree.
Is it time to let the mask mandates run out and move on to the reality that we should begin to expose ourselves to the fluffy bunny disease to help our bodies acclimate and become accustomed to it? Yes,
Damn.
yes.
Ooh, fire.
Mm-hmm.
Some fire today, boy. Jeez.
We're going to take out the extra 2 there. All right. Annie,
the mask
3
mandates
minutes.
run out and move on to
Sorry,
reality.
guys, but my camera keeps
Hey, you're all right. You're all right.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
All right, go.
As you both know, I was very, very, very much against taking the funny buffer disease vaccination until this past weekend, and I will tell you my story quickly as possible before the 3 minutes up. I spoke to a nurse that works specifically in that COVID wing at the hospital that I is in the neighboring town, and she told me 2 things that made me say, "Yeah, I'm going to take it." She said, "Everyone that's come in there in the past 30 to 60 days that was not vaccinated is no longer with us or on their way to heaven or hell, whichever one they're going to go to." Second thing she said is that the ones that have taken it are surviving or bouncing back. Another nurse who's a close friend of mine said most people that he's treated are Black unvaccinated males, and I ain't gonna be one of those. So that is what changed Danny Graham's mind. At the end of the day, it is a personal choice whether you decide to do it or not. That's up to you. Whatever floats your boat. I don't care. You can think it's a lie or you won't. BMB. I don't really care. It's what I think. I think that those numbers scared the shit out of me. That's why I take it. If you don't want to take it, that's up to you. Whatever. I'm trying to be here as long as I possibly can. I already had COVID, the Alpha variant, and I brought it to my house. I gave it to my wife, both my daughters, and my grandson. I'm not going to do that again. So that's why I took it, because I'm out in the community. I'm out mingling with people. And I don't want to make my home unsafe. So this mandate about it, man, people used to think that it wasn't serious, man, but it's serious. Nothing's serious until it hits your home. Well, it came to my doorstep and it sit down in my front room and it stayed here for 2.5 weeks. I don't want to invite it in again. So in my mind, the shot protects me or it helps me bounce back. My wife took it. She didn't feel so good last couple of days. Now she's getting back to herself. It didn't bother me. Later on this month, we're going to take the second one. I'm anticipating it's going to bother me, but that's part of it. I'd rather have the symptoms instead of the disease. So if I got to be down for a day or 2, I'm cool with it. So at the end of the day, there's a personal choice. Whatever makes you say yeah or nay is you. So I don't think they should mandate people. I don't like the fact that they stopping people from going to see things. I think that's unconstitutional here in the United States. But I'm not in the ring of people that make the decisions. I just think maybe it's just like smoking and non-smoking. If you're vaccinated, sit over here. If you're vaccinated, sit over there. I mean, you can do stuff to accommodate stuff, but making people do stuff or preventing them from going and doing things, I just think is very unconstitutional. So that's my 2 cents.
Nzo.
Yeah, man.
Go.
All right. So this is a question because we're going through some shit right now, which I'm going to be discussing on the OOC tonight, which is the fact that I can't go anywhere like social gatherings or whatever because I haven't had the shots, right? So Shang-Chi, all those movies I can't go see. Now, to get rid of the mask mandate, no, I do not think they should because there are still a lot of anti-vacciners out there who do not want to take this virus or the vaccine no matter what, right? So if you don't want to do it, then you got to protect yourself and you got to protect other people. I am 100% okay with that. Personally, I know the mask can get annoying. I know people don't like it. I personally, if I have to go to the store and wear a mask, if I have to ride the metro, if I have to take a bus or whatever and wear the mask, I will wear the mask. I don't have an issue with it whatsoever. I will do it. It will protect me and it will protect the people around me. My thing is, it's been like 2 years now that this virus, and a knock on wood, I haven't got it. And I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I've been protecting myself. I'm going to continue to protect myself. I think that is what people need to do. I think people need to protect themselves. If you feel like the shot is going to help protect you, then no problem. You can go right ahead, get the shot, do what you got to do to make yourself feel better. For me, I don't know, or I don't think, maybe I'm naive, but I don't think I actually need the shot to protect myself. I think I have been doing a pretty good job protecting myself for the 2 years that it's been around, and I think I can continue to protect myself. So I'm going to try and hold off and ride the wave and see what happens. If they don't lift the mandate and I end up having to get it, then I have to get it. But like you guys said, they're forcing us. It's basically a way to force us to take it. And that's one of the issues that I have. It's like, listen, you know, you're trying to make sure that everybody gets vaccinated. And if you don't, then you can't go to a movie theater. You can't go to social gatherings. You can't do this. That's the issue that I have. But I have no problems whatsoever with wearing the mask. You know, I've been doing it. So if people don't want to take the vaccine, then I think you keep the mask up there for the people that don't want to take it. I heard that if you have the 2 shots, and the rules here are getting, like, they're changing all the time. So at one point I heard if you got both vaccines, you don't need to wear the mask. And then I hear you still need to wear the mask and this and that. So it's the same thing. What happened at the beginning is where we're getting all kinds of conflicting information about what is going on and what they want to do. Personally, like I said, man, if you want to get the shot, go right ahead and get it. I have no problem with anybody that got it. I have no problem with anybody that doesn't want to get it. It's your personal choice, and I have no issues with that. My problem is, like I said, you know, when you're forcing people to not be able to go certain places because you don't have it. Like, let's be real, right? We have terraces in the summertime, right? You could go outside and eat. You can't even do that. I can't even go to a terrace and sit outside and eat. If I
I don't agree with that. I don't
at
least outdoor things,
because that's going to hurt their money. When they hurt their money enough, then they'll make some kind of provisions to change. Because this is the same way you can do. I remember years in restaurants, it was smoking and non-smoking. So why can't it be vaccinated, non-vaccinated? It may sound silly, but
no.
Well,
it's going to hit their pocket. They're gonna make
facts.
I guarantee you.
Facts.
Well, here's the problem, though. A lot of these big companies are banding together and doing it. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm
talking about the mom and pops.
Yeah, I know. That's why they're doing it. Because if they're doing it, everybody else is doing it. Then where are you going to go? I mean, I don't know. I don't want to even get into that part of it. What I'm going to tell you right now is yes, I think they need to drop the mask mandates. Why? Listen. If you're so bold to believe that you're not going to get it, that you don't need to be vaccinated, and that you don't want to wear a mask, by all means, don't wear a mask. But don't come to anybody and ask for sympathy if you're dying in a hospital. I don't think you deserve it. I'm not saying I believe people deserve to die. I'm saying if that happens to you, you were told the risks. I think we're at a point now where we're putting this great divide between a bunch of different people that don't want to wear them, that will wear them, that don't want to get vaccinated, that will get vaccinated. We are going to eventually have to broach the thought of, if they're not going to do this, if they don't want to do this, we can't make them. I say it all the time. You cannot force morality. You cannot force these things on people. And the harder you try, the harder they fight back not doing it. So you're going to get more instances. And I work at a place where where everybody's required to wear a mask inside. And these people, we've got people coming in right now that as soon as they come up, oh, I got to wear a mask. Yeah. Everywhere in the general area has a mask mandate. And they're like, well, I'm never coming back here, but I guess I'll take it. And they'll take it. They won't put it on right away. They'll try to walk through, and the people will say, you got to put it on before you go through. And some of these people are starting to get belligerent. Are we going to invite violence just because somebody doesn't want to do something? I'm not saying that's the best plan. I'm just saying that, listen, we got people that walk into jobs and shoot people for less because, oh, you screwed with my wife. You did this, you did that. The next thing's going to be is somebody doesn't want to wear a mask. They bring a gun to work and they take out 10 people. And I'm not saying that I want that to happen. I'm saying that how far are we going to take this? Eventually, you're going to have to throw your hands up and say, listen, if you're vaccinated, you have a good shot of getting over it really quick. But if you want to wear a mask still, you can't. But that's on you. Do what you want. But we've told you. You can't lead a horse to water and make him drink. You just can't. Some of these people will never do it. Yeah. Okay, Dandelion, the problem is when you start putting people, especially in the United States, when you start putting people in jail because they won't do something, that's when rights come into play. And unfortunately, yes, I understand that I have a right to be safe, and that means that this person can't infringe on that right. But listen, if this guy's 6 feet away from me in a building and he's not doing anything to me, but he's staying over there away from me, and he follows the rules, or like Danny said, we give a section of a restaurant to people and say, here you go. This is vaccinated. This is unvaccinated, and put unvaccinated, put like the freaking medical filters in there, close them off into a sealed room or something, whatever. If that's what you got to do, you're going to have to figure something out, because I don't think we're going anywhere. And I don't think everybody is, and I said this a while back. I said, we're not China. China can force this stuff, and China does. You see it in the news all the time. These people wear masks constantly, not necessarily because there's something going around right then. It's just they have become fully accustomed to it, and it took an oppressive government to make that happen. They're a communistic government. We can't get like that over here.
And I don't know about you guys over there, but I remember when this first broke out, the first people to ever wear masks were Asian people. The first people I ever seen wearing masks were the Asian people. And I'm walking outside and I'm like, yo, why are these Asian people wearing masks all the time? You know what I mean? And then boom, the mask mandate came in. So they will do that shit regardless. They will pop on their mask to protect themselves. I have no problems if that's what you want to do. I just don't like.
And I can tell you, at the Asian restaurants, man, they had the glass partitions up and all that kind of stuff. Man, they like they knew it. Like they got that memo way before we did.
Facts. They were the first ones to start protecting themselves. Those Asian peoples were the first ones to start protecting themselves. I went to a Chinese
restaurant, man. It was like boom, 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 boom. Oh, damn, let me pull this shit up. Yeah. I mean, they totally you can't even go in there. It's like a little room. They got a little the window that pulls up. They hand the food out. The drawer they push out. You put the money in. They have minimal contact. It is. It's crazy. And they did that.
Asian cultures have been doing this for years. And the people like in Japan isn't an oppressive government per se. It's a democracy there for the most part. Not necessarily quite like the United States, but it's closer to the United States than it is China. The problem is there's a lot of people who are from China who go over there to work and vice versa. And those people have learned over time they always wear masks. It doesn't matter if there's something in the air. They just say better safe than sorry. I don't think forcing people and putting mask mandates is the way you do that. You tell people, we are telling you, please wear a mask.
And I'm sorry. To be realistic, we don't have enough law enforcement to enforce that. You don't. You can't start locking up everybody. If we did that, we would be working 24/7, 25/8 nonstop. We don't have enough there is not enough manpower in law enforcement sector of the world to handle people that don't want to go in and comply with the mask mandate. It's just not. So
that's the thing.
I know that in a perfect world you might want to do that, Danny Line, but realistically, that is not even an option.
Yo, no word of a lie. I went to the grocery store today. I walked in the grocery store. I put the sanitizer on my hand, and I'm walking around the store, right? And then I look at just a few people, and they got their mask on, and I was like, oh, shit, I don't have my mask on. Like I was in the store for at least 5 minutes. No one said nothing to me, and I didn't realize I didn't have my mask on. Then I popped it on. You know what I mean? But I'm like, I'm saying this: if people are vaccinated, right, they're protected, right? They're protected from, like Danny said, their rates of dying are a lot less than someone who's not. So then just do that. You know what I mean? Make the people who aren't vaccinated wear their mask whenever, and the people who aren't.
Who is being selfish in the line? I'm sorry, Anzo.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not saying.
She said somebody can be selfish. Who is being selfish? I'm not understanding her question.
I don't know if she's talking about. All I know is what I'm saying is at some point, these people.
Well, she's talking to John.
So wait, because I'm wondering, is someone like me who doesn't want to get the virus, am I being selfish because the vaccine? Am I being selfish because I don't want to get it? Is that what she's saying?
No, but if you wear a mask and all that, I just think
it's a personal choice, bro. I'm sorry, Chris. It is a personal choice, and I'm telling you, man, I was just like Gonzo 4 days ago. 4 days ago. What I like to do, man, I talk to somebody that's in the shit. I don't talk to nobody that saw an article or saw this on the news. I went to the source, the actual nurses that work in these hospitals that I know personally what is going on. And I trust these people. And that's what they told me. That was enough for Danny. And what I'm saying doesn't convince you or you still think that you're good to go, that is up to you, because at the end of the day, you have to do what is comfortable for you. For me, I don't want to be one, because I'm already diabetic. I don't want to be that one that gets sick and be like, damn, I wish I'd have took it and be on a respirator. Because if you go on that respirator, 9 times out of 10, you're not coming back. There's very few cases where they come back. So if this thing right here and what the professionals that's in this shit is saying, that they have seen firsthand people that have taken it and bounced back, then I believe it. So if you don't believe it, that's your little red wagon. I don't care. I believe it. So that's what I'm going to do. What's best for me and my family. I'm not saying that to you, Anzo, at all.
No, I know. But I'm saying, just agreeing to your point. Even Ashley, she works in that field. She's like, yeah, you guys should get it. You know what I mean? And stop listening to all the bullshit that, maybe some of it could be true, right? But a lot of it that we've been talking, especially me and Dan, like, nah, fuck that, blah, blah, blah. It's only this and this hasn't been, tested and all that stuff. At the end of the day, it's helping people, right?
This is a SARS variant, and SARS has been tested, and they've been working on a vaccine for years.
Yeah.
And this is just a variant of that. It's called the SARS-CoV variant, and that's the thing. And then we're not going to go into all the misinformation that's out there. Believe what you want to believe, whatever. All I'm stating is that at some point we're going to have to stop fighting people on something they're just not going to do anyways. All right, guys, really quick, we're going to have some fun now.
Okay.
This is Final 5, fact or fiction. What this is it's 5 questions. We will all answer them.
Shit, you know the answers.
No. There are no answers.
Oh, okay.
It's just fact or fiction. And here's the thing. It's not necessarily about something that is absolute. We're going to find out. So this is kind of the bragging rights side to this, guys. So there are 5 questions. We all have to say, is it fact or is it fiction? And we'll find out later on, because I'm going to keep these in a file. And we're going to go back when that time comes up. And we're going to go back and look and see what we got. And then we'll keep score. Okay?
Cool.
So, like I said, there's some bragging rights to this. Okay, so here we go. Question number 1, fact or fiction. Spider-Man No Way Home will surpass Shang-Chi if given the same 45-day delay until its release on Disney+. Fact or fiction, Danny?
That's a fact.
Fact. And I say it's a fact also. All right, so all 3 of us are saying fact. Absolutely. I like that. Okay, but we're going to find out. We're going to see, because we'll have a score on this.
Shang-Chi.
I like that.
All right. And it's just going to be stupid for me, so we'll just do this. Question number 2. The Buffalo Bills are the biggest threat to the Kansas City Chiefs. Danny. And you can tell if you don't agree with it, say it's fiction and tell me who you think
they're in the
is.
same conference. What are you talking about?
It's same conference, AFC. Yes, AFC.
Oh fuck! I thought you were saying the fact.
Fact. Onzo.
I'm gonna say fiction.
Fiction. Who do you think is?
I don't know. Let me check. Steelers.
Steelers. Okay. I say this is a fact. We've gone against them in the playoffs 2 years in a row, and they've given us a run for our money. One of these days, it's going to be probably worse. It's probably going to be really, really close, but we're going to see. I
got who's going to be their biggest.
Who?
Titans.
Titans, we've gone against them the past 2 playoffs too. So, I mean, both of those are really good questions or good choices. You ready for this? Because I got an article, and that's why I put it on here. But I got an article that's gonna back this up. Why I put this out there. The Washington football team is the biggest threat to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Fiction.
Oh man, fiction from both of you. I'm gonna say, oh boy, I'm gonna say probably fiction. So I'm gonna put fiction too.
You better put fiction.
But ESPN analyst, listen, ESPN analyst said, or Dan Orvolsky argued that Washington football team will be the biggest threat to the Buccaneers in the NFC. He specifically pointed out Washington's defense, which he believes to be the best in the NFL.
Really?
He needs to give me some of that shit he's smoking in about 4 years when I can retire. Because he's high as fuck.
All right.
Wow.
Yusuf says fact.
Really?
Okay. Next one. Question number 4. The Batman is going to be a bigger success for DC than Black Adam.
Ooh.
Fiction.
You say fiction. Anza, what do you say?
Oh, man. I mean, Black Adam got the power of the Rock, but I don't know if that's enough to beat Batman. I'm gonna say fact.
Fact. And I think Gonzo and I will be wrong, but I'm going to say fact also. It's Batman. Batman is a commodity that has paid out time and time and time again. Even Batman and Robin made money, folks. And that was a horrendous movie.
Robert Pattinson is not a bigger star than The Rock. I'm on The Rock.
I agree with you 100%, Danny. But is the name Batman bigger than The Rock? That's what I'm going on.
I think the Rock gonna kill this, bro. The Batman name is definitely bigger than Black Adam. I just think it's gonna be a better movie.
Oh, it's probably going to be a better movie for sure.
I think
it's going to be more successful.
Bigger success. I think.
Okay.
Last question. Question number 5. This time next year, the fluffy bunny disease will be something we have under control.
Jeez.
Fiction.
Oh man.
Anzo.
I'm gonna go fiction. I think we will have a little bit more control, but I don't think it's ever gonna go away. So I'm gonna go fiction. I'm gonna go with that.
Well, I don't mean go away. I just mean something that it's like the flu. It's here. But we're dealing with it on a daily basis, but we can handle it.
This time next year, shit, we gotta wait a whole another year to get this question right.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm still gonna go fiction.
Okay, I went fiction also. Man, I'd like to think that, but I think we'll still be somewhere. I mean, we might be past the masks and stuff, but I think we're still gonna be getting 100 deaths a month or something from it. I think it's still gonna be something really major.
Man, where you come up with this idea from?
I used to do it on my sports shows on the radio, Fact or Fiction. You come up with different things, and I was like, you know what? You've got the Phantom Zone. You started the Phantom Zone. Anzo's got the honorable mentions. Now I have the final 5 fact or fiction. So,
and I can't believe I gave Danny his props for that. That'll be the one time I do that and only time I do that, Danny.
So I'm going to seal this away. I'm going to save this.
Do you do this every Wednesday? Or just one time?
It's going to be every Wednesday.
Okay. I like it.
And if you've got ones you want to put on there, same to you guys. If you notice down at the bottom, the rule of 3 at chaoscentral.com. That's how you can reach the rule of 3. You can give us suggestions for topics. You can give us suggestions for the final 5. You can write me, tell me I suck, whatever. I don't care. That's where you get us is the rule of 3 at chaoscentral.com. And and you guys are more than willing, more than welcome to send them to me too. So, something I'm adding in. Yeah. I figured, I thought of it today, and I'm like, you know what? I miss it because I was talking to a guy I used to do radio for, and he still does it on his show, and it was like our idea, and I'm cool with it. I don't care because I'm not on radio right now. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to bring that to this because I think it's something really cool. And like I said, bragging rights on some of it.
It was fire.
All right.
I love it.
Guys, that wraps up, and I figured it fills in that last 10 to 15 minutes. It's that type of thing.
It did.
But, guys, thank you for being here. Everybody who was in the chat, I see Jason Lee Tucker's there. Shifty Gisden's been in here. Yusef, John, Dandelion Fluff, Drop Shop, Mio's here now. I know we had some others. I want to say I saw David was here. G Major stopped by. I think Candy Cane was here earlier and stuff. Nindroid was here.
K-Dots.
K-Dots. Guys, thank you for being here. And go ahead and tell everybody about yourself one last time. Nzo, you can start.
What's up, guys? Biggaford Entertainment be heading over to the OOC, so make sure you check that out. It should be a fire show as well. Appreciate it. That shit at the end was fire, Chris. I love it. It was a great show today. With fire questions as well, man. Good job. Very good.
Danny, go ahead.
Yeah, I kind of want to steal that. That was really fire.
His teeth.
I'm gonna say it out loud. I want to steal your idea. Danny, aka Comment Chat. Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch me. These two guys, man, we trying to do our things Monday through Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please catch us. Please catch us individually on our shows. Chris got his thing, the Real Review 3000. The Royal Rumble. I mean, not the Rumble, but the Rumble on Thursdays.
The Rumble, yep.
I also got this thing Sunday nights. What if I got my thing sometime with Robert Storm, Sky Scar? So it don't matter, bro. You will see us. Just go look for us, man. We doing good things. Like I said, fire idea, fire show today. I really enjoyed it. So I'm ready for next Wednesday, man.
And just to let you know, Donnie, if you do take that idea, I will be in the chat calling you a thief just as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
Chris, did you happen to see the Canadian version of Square One? Did you saw that last week? I threw my thing. I'm like, what the hell?
I'm like, wait, hold on. Donnie keep telling us every Saturday we're gonna do Square One. We're gonna do Square One. Wait, fucking Donnie.
Hey, do I want to do Square One or do I want to work? I couldn't work.
No, I feel you, bro. I'm just saying. I'm like, well, you know what? I want to do some sports.
Football's back, though. Football's back. I mean, football.
Somebody texted me just today. Are you going to do Square One? I said, I'll see. Good show, Chris. Thank you.
Rule of 3. Jeez, I can't talk next. I'm trying to do 6 things. Real Review 3000 is my channel. We're on Instagram, Facebook, all those things. Twitch. I just got affiliate on Twitch. Thank you for those of you who helped me out get there. This show, Danny's show, Anzo's show. We're going to have some other stuff coming up also, including a show starting not this Saturday, actually 2 Saturdays from now. Let's see here. 1, 2. The third Saturday of this month, we are going to be starting a new show. So I'll hear on Chaos Central. So guys, check that out. Danny, I'll have to talk to you about that also. But with that said, guys, Everybody, thank you for being here and have a good day. Peace.
Peace.